is the same one that's stalking with the Ontario police last night and is engaging in surveillance with the people of the state in furtherance of murder. This is the entity that's engaging in surveillance as an entity and is stalking in the path where I'm at the bench and is doing so with the Ontario International Airport and the Ontario Police last night. This is the fat male that was sitting on the bench while the entity was flying in circles. He's gang stalking again on another night in furtherance of murder and doing so in furtherance of kidnapping. And this is the ongoing servitude of the entity that are engaged in that. Michael Renz is going to prison for this, and the people of the state, I just captured his identity, and this is federal prison. He's monitoring while the entity is maintaining light activity for his criminal purposes. He's stalking a woman in the middle of the night. This is a psychopath. These are the sex offenders keeping my vagina under surveillance as well. He is stalking at nightfall with a whole bunch of other demons that are crazy that are stalking as well. This is light activity. This is P.O.C. This is a stalker that's turning the corner as I walk to the sidewalk. License plate, they're stalking. 9 Edward George Sam 325. All right, that's stalking. That's the stalking conduct. These are demons that are tracking my steps. And over during the day while the fake sun is over me, that's how you're able to see that they're tracking my steps while the fake sun remains over me. And that's the significance. This is facilitation, the light activity. And all of this is about me. This is all about me. License 4PK2831. All right, and prosecuting the city of Ontario, prosecuting the entity that's gang stalking in a relevant position. The people of the state are monitoring. So while you're engaged in gang stalking, you're facilitating gang stalking, and that is also a basis of federal prison. All right, and this is P.O.C. This is Field Transport Incorporated, leaving the vehicle here for light activity purposes. The entity is engaged in the Ontario police are stalking in the path. They're monitoring to this facilitating light activity. Again, the basis of federal prison. Enabling the kidnappers and the murderers themselves to engage in the pattern of conduct. The stalkers go to the ATM, maintaining what is relevant positioning, stalking in the path. See. All right, this male over here is stalking me, remaining there at the town square, monitoring while these demons are pacing. 9 ETM. I can't really see the rest of that license plate. While they are engaging, this is a surveillance system all night long, okay? And this is the entity that's engaging in what is stalking me while I am sleeping outside. And this is the entity that has stolen my money. And then the entity that is also a court that's allegedly engaging in what is giving me my money back, even though I haven't been part of any court hearings, okay? There have been, and that's again, illegitimate. So this is the entity that has engaged in what is stealing from me, and I remain subject to the exact same pattern of conduct. No information, no participation, nothing has been rectified by the so-called court. And this is the entity that's still engaging in the same exact criminal conduct. You're stalking me in order to engage in what is killing me to get away with stealing my money. Okay, this is the entity that's engaged in that. Tracy Banks and Jason Isaac Fields are working hand in hand to that criminal end, and they're both going to federal prison. All right, and that includes what is Eric Spencer, all of those that engaged in what are participating in court hearings. They did so with the Ontario police that are stalking me by helicopter. They did so with the city of Ontario that's stalking me with commercial planes, with the state of California who are engaging in this system because they plan to kill me and take my money and frame me for murder that these gang stalkers committed. That's P.O.C. while they're stalking me at the Ontario Town Square. This is a fat male. He's engaging with a stalking on behalf of Ontario police, and that's why they're being disbanded. The Ontario police are responsible for this criminal conduct, which is an unlawful threat. All right, and it's also impunity while he sits there gang stalking. You're going to prosecute for that. All right, he's not acting by himself. All right, remember the other night, the entity stalking, walking his dog, and then engaging in what is psychopathic pacing by helicopter as I document him. These are demons that are surrounding. These are not men. These are creatures. These are demons. These are not men. P.O.C. This is stalking that the scan through the population. It's 11:18 p.m.